I was gonna do a big intro for tonight, but I didn't have time to put it together, so it'll have to be next time.
All right.
Packers win it. Packers 30-16 victors over the Eagles. Yes. So it seemed like it was a game in control, and then seemed like it got a little out of control, and then back in control, thanks to a big Aaron Jones breakaway run and MVS blocking downfield, and David Bakhtiari running downfield, but not really blocking, but that's okay. He ran down there. Well, the Packers win 30-16. Lots of good stuff, some scary stuff, but mostly, hey, it's a W, and they win it by 14 points. Ben and Nick here to talk about it. Postgame show, our first official postgame show. We kind of tried one in the first game of the year. It didn't work out too well. We lost connection, all that good stuff. But let's have some thoughts. I'll give you some stats in a minute. General thoughts. Ben and Nick, what do you guys got? Ben, go. You want to talk?
Nick, what do you got before you forget?
Go.
It's a good game. I like it. The Eagles, I think, are about to blow themselves up. That team from the Super Bowl a few years ago is gone and dead and buried, and they need to decide what direction they're going to go from now on. I don't think they know who their quarterback is going to be 2 games from now, and they got a lot of work to do over there. But good game for us.
A quick side note on that before you go, Ben. Did you happen to hear during the broadcast them talk about Carson Wentz, his contract situation? He counts $59 million against the Eagles cap next year. So after he had his big MVP type season where he got hurt, and they're like, oh, he's our new quarterback and we got to lock him up. And they signed to this big contract and kind of backloaded stuff, shoved some money down the road to kind of deal with the situation they had. $59 million next year of their team cap number.
Well, that's what Aaron Rodgers was this year. It's $50-something million.
But that's a guy that you don't even know can play right now. He can't play.
Well, I'm just saying.
It's yikes. They're in a tough spot for sure.
People have to pay quarterbacks money to keep them if they're good.
I understand, but that just should
Carson
go.
Wentz was almost an MVP. He almost was. If he wouldn't have gotten hurt, he probably would have been MVP that year.
Yeah, but it was also recency bias. Let me see it for 5 years, then we'll give you some money. Anyway, game thoughts. The Eagles are in a tough spot with that one. Dougie P will do his best. Ben, what do you think about today's game?
Well, we had a lot of it was Devontae Adams ate Slay for breakfast. He kicked his butt all game. He destroyed him. It was awesome. Made him look like a chump. He made him feel so bad he hurt himself to come out of the game. And the next guy Devontae was up against, he hurt himself so he could come out of the game. Nobody wanted to cover Devontae in this game, so that was good news. Let's see, what else happened? We went for a whole stretch there the first quarter where the Packers had the ball for 3 plays or whatever because Aaron Jones fumbled, which sucked. He's my favorite guy, but he decided to try to run before he had the ball in his hand. That didn't work. And then we had some other dumb stuff happen, and next thing you know, boom, Eagles had the ball twice, but they only had 3 points, and that shows the Eagles sucked. Your guy, Lukey Patrick, had a terrible, got his butt schooled on that second play. So my guy sucked. Then your favorite guy sucked. So it was bad, 2 bad plays in a row there. But after that, they calmed down. They figured it out. A lot of play action boots, a lot of deep passes. Like I said it on Friday. I was like, I think there's going to be 3 huge deep passes in this game. I don't know if there was 3 over 40, but there was some 31s. The big one to Mercedes where he ran for 30-some yards. Well, he ran for 20 yards, but it was a 17-yard pass. He ran for 20 more yards. A lot of big plays because the Eagles play a lot of man. So they give you some stuff if you can get them open. And if you do misdirection and play action boots and stuff like that, guys are open. And it worked great the whole first half. Second quarter. Third quarter, we hit a bump there. Didn't complete our stuff in the first drive, but then we were okay after that. And then I was watching the game. I was like, they're only going to score. They're only going to give up 3 points. It was 4th and 18 or 4th and 16 or whatever it was. I was like, holy crap, we're totally going to stop this. And then the Packers defense decided to turn into Packers defense and give up a freaking touchdown on 4th and 18. And you're like, what the crap? And then what happens after that? Packers come out. First play, First play, they throw the ball to the tight end. He goes out of bounds. So stops the clock. Next play, Rodgers comes up in the pocket, gets sandwiched by two guys, throws the ball deep to MVS. MVS isn't looking for it. He should be able to adjust his route and catch that, by the way. I don't know what he's looking for.
That's what I thought too, but
incomplete pass. Then third down. And by the way, on that play, he could have dumped it to Aaron Jones, but he didn't. Just saying.
That was after a penalty.
The next play,
they got set back.
The next play, he could have dumped Aaron Jones again on third down, but instead he tried throwing it super deep, not anywhere close to anybody, like a ding dong.
I don't know. It's not anywhere close to anybody. I think that's the one where EQ could have caught some. Oh, that was the one where Tunyon was covered up. The next drive was where EQ dropped.
I think it was the EQ drop. It was right through his hands. That was the one. I don't know what it was. Either way, it was pass out of bounds or complete run out of bounds, pass incomplete, 28 seconds or whatever it was. And then the next thing you know, Eagles get a punt return for a touchdown. So in like no time, we had this. I thought it was going to be 3 points given up. It would be about 14 points. It was like, what the? Well, they missed an extra point, so it wasn't 14, but whatever it was. And I was just like, what the crap is this? Like, why can't we just finish a game? Why can't we, like, run the ball? Can we just run the freaking ball? Like, I don't even care if it's Jamal Williams in the game, which was stupid, but sure. And then finally, what do? We run the ball with Aaron Jones. He breaks 2 tackles, runs like a madman. I was jumping around, going, woo, 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 the whole time. My wife was here. She thought I was having a heart attack. It was amazing. MVS did a couple blocks. Aaron Jones, can we get the man the freaking ball? Please. I mean, I don't know how much more we got to do as fans. You just say, the guy is freaking awesome, okay? He's breaking tackles. He makes a play that should have been a 4-yard gain, a 70-some-yard touchdown run. Why? Because he's freaking awesome. Aaron Jones is the freaking man.
Who do you like better? Aaron Jones or Jason?
Right now, Aaron Jones, because my brother doesn't love me. He loves Aaron Rodgers more than me.
It's not true.
It is true. You kept texting me. Nick was part of the text thread between you, me, and him. And all you kept saying, Aaron Rodgers, this and that. Oh, blah, blah, blah.
I didn't say Aaron Rodgers, this and that. I said the guy's got, all right, here, let me give it to you. Aaron Rodgers was 25 out of 34 for 295 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and they dropped like 4 or 5 passes, which would have added another 100+ yards on it. So he should have had about 400 yards passing, maybe another touchdown in there because those drives would have turned into points, especially the drop by MVS. Poor MVS. Dang it, kid. Catch the ball, dude. And then EQ should catch it. The one thing we did discover, anyway, so all I'm saying is, like, hey, you're bringing up crap about Rodgers throwing, and that's after they gave up a punt return touchdown and they did other dumb stuff, 4th and 18 touchdown. Like, how about you cover a punt? Like, can we just do that? Like, why do we got to give up?
Our special team sucks.
Why do we got to give up a special teams touchdown all the time? It's or big returns. It's just like when you play good teams, especially teams that are good at special teams. That's a game flipper. That changes the outcome of the game against a good team. So come on. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, like, Aaron Rodgers was great again. So just don't be like, well, Aaron Rodgers, he threw it downfield a couple times. Maybe he didn't have any other options. Wait till you see the all 22 look, and then take a look at it. Take a look at it.
2 things that are the problem. When you have a huge lead, why are we passing it? When Aaron Jones was in the game at the time, and we had 3 passes in a row.
Well, that one we passed after because we got a penalty and got set back on that.
No.
That first drive you were talking about. Yeah,
the one before the punt return.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, the first 3 and out when they had 2 3 and outs in a row, back 3 and outs. The first one they got set back, and then that's where he threw down the middle, and MVS didn't adjust his route, and I was like, why not? Why didn't you catch the ball? Why didn't you just adjust it?
We'll have to watch the tape again.
And then
I do know is this: Aaron Jones is in the game.
Yeah.
After they just scored a touchdown on 4th and 18 and scored a touchdown, the Eagles did, and then we passed, and then we punted, and it was returned for a touchdown. After we had a huge lead. So can we just not pass? I mean, at least run the ball or dump the ball off or screen pass.
They did try. I will say this. They did try a couple of boot plays there that were supposed to be tight end open in the flat, but they got covered really well.
No, they did. Well, it's because it worked 5 times before that. The Eagles
I
finally
know.
figured it out.
But I'm saying they did try some of those plays in those sequences. It's just that they got the short passes got covered up really well, which is then why he had to throw downfield a couple times. But anyway, here's some good stuff I want to tell you. I was looking at the stats. Okay. Packers were 7.2 yards per play. Yards per play. So that's pass and rushing plays together.
Plays.
The Eagles were 4.7 yards per play. So, like, they were clicking. They were moving it. They got chunk yards. They were effective. They were efficient. And like I said, 4 or 5 drop passes in this game. Otherwise, it could have been through the roof. Could have been nutso. But the special teams touchdown is concerning. The defense, the biggest concern about the defense to me was the pass rush in the second half, especially when you saw how spooked Carson Wentz was. Like, I mean, he just looked like, anybody got anywhere close to him, all of a sudden he's tucking, like, scared, doesn't know what to do. Like, he ran himself into sacks. They should be really concerned about that. I don't know how you get that. I don't know how you get out of that, but yikes. He had space in the pocket and he just got spooked and ran into sacks. So all he could do was run with the ball. And then they started giving him lanes to run. And I was like, what are you doing? And then Hurts comes in and he's not that accurate of a passer either. And the pass rush is so undisciplined. They're leaving these big holes and sweeping around. And then you let him run for first downs. And it's like, no, that's the thing they can do well. So no, make them pass. Be a little more, you might not get a sack, but be a little more disciplined in your rush lanes and make them pass. I want to see that. I want to see better there. But everybody was doing it. Kenny Clark, Z, of course. Those guys, when they were on the inside, they're like swooping around. Dean Lowry getting way out of position. I'm like, come on, you guys. Come on. You got to stay in your rush lanes. And when they did it, same thing like we talked about. Kirksey and that linebacker level, they weren't really covering anybody. But when you watch some of the replays, Kirksey was at least kind of in front of Wentz, and Wentz didn't want to try to throw it over him between the safety and the linebacker. He was too scared to do it. He has no confidence in himself. So make him pass. Then you got to make him pass. Anyway, Nico, what do you think about Darnell Savage for slot receiver?
Well, he's got better hands than some of our guys, I think.
I know.
We might have to put MBS as an offensive lineman, too, because he blocks better than he catches.
Oh, man. At least, not too many penalties today. That was good. 5 for 30. Not bad. Nothing, no big, terrible ones or whatever. JK got the punt a little bit. Well, maybe they got to work on that. I don't know. Or the offense just can't let them punt, I guess, because we don't want those punt returns for touchdowns. But 20 first downs, third down efficiency was pretty good, 5 out of 12. They went for 1 fourth down, got the fourth down, 437 total yards of offense. It's a good game, good performance, good day overall. I still think that, when you're playing a team like that with the quarterbacks who are playing like that, you're certainly helped out and you look better than you probably are in coverage. But okay, you can't complain or apologize for who you're playing. So whatever, we'll take that. Anything else jump out at you, Nico, about the way the defense played today?
It was it's a good game overall. I don't have any complaints about it. One thing that scared me a little bit is, like, you guys watch a ton of NFL content in between Sundays, right? You guys are watching interviews and breakdowns, stuff like that. I watch next to nothing of that stuff. But I was aware that Jalen Hurts was the backup for Carson Wentz and that they're thinking about switching or something like that. It didn't seem like the Packers were aware that the Eagles had a backup quarterback who was different than their starter and that they might play him. Because CBS even talked about it, that they had asked Peterson if he was going to play Hurts, and I was like, yeah, I'm probably going to play him. But when he came in the game, I'm not saying who's better between Hurts and Wentz, but they're different styles of play. And it didn't seem like the Packers were prepared for the different style of play when it came in. Hurts being more of a runner and a throw on the run and moving out of the pocket and all that. It didn't seem like it took them a few series, it seemed like, before they got used to not having Wentz in there throwing lame duck passes over the middle or, like you said, getting sacked. I was hoping for a little more awareness, like, hey, maybe we should run a couple plays during practice where it's not Wentz, it's it's Hurts in the QB. I don't know.
Bruce comments that Pettin didn't blitz again or much. I know he blitzed a couple times, like Raven Green, and a couple times, but not much. But that's Bruce. I think it was because like Wentz wasn't comfortable throwing the ball into any sort of coverage, and that's probably why. So, like we talked about that on Friday night, play coverage against him because he's so uncomfortable throwing right now. Now, when Hurts came in, yeah, maybe you do blitz him a little more to try to get the ball out of his hands faster, make him make a quick decision. But also, you got to stay in your lanes. Then that's the big thing. To stay in the lane, the pass rush lanes integrity was the problem for me, and that's what allowed the Eagles to kind of get some drives going and get in the game a little bit and make it interesting. But that and the punt return touchdown, which again, there's just no excuse for that. So, I mean, your punter, Bruce says J.K. Scott's the worst tackler he's ever seen. I mean, come on. You can't expect your punter to be the guy to tackle somebody on that. Dude, you got 10 other guys who are supposed to know how to do it.
He's no Pat McAfee, that's for sure.
That's true. That's true. He's not gonna body slam anybody. I don't know. The other thing, I think, there was certainly I mean, Aaron Rodgers got his 400th career touchdown pass in this game, while 398, 399, 400. So that's an amazing milestone. That's great. I think it's pretty clear they're like, let's get this done today and let's get it done at Lambeau Field because that's kind of cool. And when the game laid out that way, that was fine by me. I mean, I didn't have any problem with that. Get it done. And then so a little more passing today, a little less rushing today. But, Aaron Jones, 15 carries, 130 yards with that big one, ended up being 8.7 yards per attempt with a long touchdown. Jamal Williams had only 5 carries today for 26 yards, but still enough playing time for him. I think that's a good distribution of playing time between those guys. But they mixed it up. I mean, look, St. Brown caught a pass. Williams caught a couple. Malik Taylor caught one. Aaron Jones with 3 catches. Lewis got a catch. Tunyon had 4 and a touchdown. Now his 8th touchdown of the year. Pro Bowler Bob Tunyon, which we told you before the season. And we were telling you even last year we were talking about him. He just needed a chance to play. Well, now he's getting a chance to play. He should be in the Pro Bowl. He actually was tied with Travis Kelce in most touchdowns in the league for tight ends at 7. Now he's ahead of Travis Kelce. Also, Allen Lazard had 3 catches, and he was important. Had some good wins in this game, too, although he dropped one. That would have been a nice 15-yard gain. And Devontae with 10 catches for 121 yards and 2 scores. So, hey.
Those were tough catches, too.
Yeah, but spread. I mean, even though Devontae got a bunch of targets, it was still spread around a lot. So you got to feel pretty good about that. And, MVS would have had a catch, but he dropped the one. So, but he was still blocking on that last run by Aaron Jones. So, hey, he blocks hard and he plays hard. So, Francesco, take it easy on him, man. He's not Brandon Bostic, okay? He's just not.
Overall, it was a good game. If you get rid of the first quarter and get rid of most of the fourth quarter, other than Aaron Jones' touchdown run, it was a great game. So, 9-3. Seahawks lost.
Thank you,
Giants.
Giants beat the Seahawks. That was awesome. So, Giants look like they got a handle on the NFC East at this point right now.
They're
5
0-5.
5 wins. They're in the driver's seat.
They're 1-7. Now they're going to win their division.
Hey, they got a handle on it right now. So, hey, that's good. Packers got the number 2 seed. If somehow the Saints could lose and the Pack keep winning, they're number 1 seed. So we get a bye then. That's awesome. So overall, great game. Great as a Packer fan. It'd be nice to look at the film, take it apart, and see what happened on a couple of those really stinky plays. But I think we all know what my favorite Aaron Jones run of the week's going to be, because it was freaking awesome.
I'd like to. I do want you to do a play review on that. I think it was a third quarter run by Williams up the middle for like 15, 16 yards or something where it was really well blocked. Because I think Lucas Patrick blocked like 3 guys in that play. I got to see that one. I got to see.
What was that?
One.
Say it again. I was listening. I wasn't listening to you.
There was like a third quarter run where Jamal Williams busted up the middle for.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
And I think Lucas Patrick had like 3 blocks on that play, or he blocked 3 guys in that play. It was awesome. But look, the Packers also did all this on offense with this starting line. So Jenkins was at center, Lucas Patrick went over to left guard, Bakhtiari's left tackle, and then on your right side you had Billy Turner at right guard and Rick Wagner at right tackle. Which, why? Where's Runyon? Was he hurt? What? Why is Runyon good enough to come in all these other games, but he's not going to start. Like, I don't get it. Anyway, that was clear that you should then game plan to not try to run to the right side with those two guys, Wagner and Turner right next to each other. It's kind of weakness. So luckily they didn't do too much of that. They did a little bit of it, but not too much. But they did that with that offensive line. And, the Tony Romo and Nance were talking about the Eagles offensive line shuffles and all this stuff this year. I'm like, dude, have you seen the Packers? Have you paid attention to how many times the Packers have a different starting offensive line every game? I don't think they've had the same offensive line starting in a single game this year. Maybe two games in a row, but that's about it. Anyway, Kiki looked good early on. I don't know why he wasn't in the second half more on the rushes, but he was getting some pressure, doing some good stuff. And, Gary played solid again. Za'Darius played pretty hard, although, he got out of position a little bit. And Preston got the big tip deflection, got his arm there to help get the Savage pick. So, long arms, that helps sometimes. So those things were good. Those are positives. Mason, Nick, tell me about this. How come Mason Crosby is better? All right. Why is Mason Crosby so bad from when he's lined up in the middle? But if he's lined up on either side, he can kick it through. But, extra points, they always line it up right in the middle. The ball's placed in the middle of the field. If it's a field goal, it's on whatever hash, or if you're between the hashes, kind of. But extra points right in the middle, he misses all these extra points all the time. What's up with that?
I don't know. He doesn't know which way to hook it. When he's on the hash marks, he can do like his weird spin around there. But in the middle, he doesn't know if he should hook it left or hook it right.
It's so weird. He's made like 16 or 17 straight field goals now, but he's missed 2 or 3 extra points in the last.
That's just one of those things. I'll count on him to make the next one. It just happens. As long as that just doesn't go to the game, he's fine.
Bruce, stop it. He says, cut Crosby, save $2 million. Stop it, Bruce. God dang.
That's all Bruce was doing on the thing today, on the text with those guys. He's just like on and on and on about cutting this guy, cutting that guy. I'm like, oh my God, Bruce. The whole team. I'll say this: the Vikings kicker Dan Bailey had a rough game today too.
Oh yeah,
he made a game winner though.
Yeah, he did. And guess what? The Vikings have the 7th seed as of right now in the playoffs. A team that had 1 win or 1-5 or whatever they were at one point. Their season started up again after they freaking ran all over the Packers defense, and ever since then, now they're back getting a bunch of wins in a row.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook had 32 carries today. Twice as more than.
Can you imagine if Aaron Jones had 32 carries?
More than twice as many as Jones.
He'd be too tired to break off long ones in the 4th.
Oh, nice.
So he'd be breaking them off in the 2nd and the 3rd and the 4th.
But for Jones, he can only run like when they have this offensive line, he only has half the field that he can run towards.
I know.
He gets stuffed. He made some really good runs out of nothing today too. That was pretty impressive. There was some ones he should have lost a lot.
He had a lot of broken tackles today.
Bruce is calling for them to sign Tunyon. They better have that contract in the works now.
I know.
Because once he gets that official Pro Bowl nod, the price is going up.
You know what's going to be sad? This Robert Tunyon is going to make the Pro Bowl before Aaron Jones.
Oh, you're right.
Even though Aaron Jones had an insane game.
Wow. That's crazy. You know who else is going to make the Pro Bowl now is Darnell Savage. He's following the Clinton Dix Pro Bowl path.
Yeah, right during the voting.
Yep. Play like trash and then play some crappy quarterbacks and get some picks right before the voting, and then all of a sudden he's a Pro Bowler. Pro Bowl.
I think got that one Pro Bowl nod because he was playing the Bears quarterbacks.
He did. He played Matt Barkley. Matt Barkley gave him like 3 picks in that one game.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he just overthrew guys right in the middle. And HaHa's just sitting back there. Oh, I'll catch it. Oh, Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl Dix.
Yeah, but at least Savage's picks were actually like.
Yeah, he made some good ones. That's what I'm saying. He made great catches. Like I put him in there at receiver. I want to see it. Slot receiver. We don't have a fast slot receiver. He's pretty fast, right? He can change direction, and he can dive into the ground.
They said Chuck Bednarik played that entire game in 1960, so maybe Savage can just play every single snap, both ways. Throwback style.
Got to get your best 11 out there. That's what Matt LaFleur always says. That's why Aaron Jones only plays 50% of the time. Genius move, Matt LaFleur.
Bruce wants you to do a deep dive into Savage. He says he was out of position a lot. Well, that's even more reason to put him at wideout. Just flip him over to wideout. You can take St. Brown and have him play safety. I don't care. Why not? He's tall.
You can knock balls down.
There you go. All right, we solved all your Packer problems.
Who do we got next week?
Who do we got next week? We got the
Detroit Lions.
Yeah. I'm worried about the Lions. Lions are a little scary these days.
Oh, they got Daryl Bevel as their new interim head coach.
That's right. That's the difference. That's the difference right there.
Hall of Fame Stafford threw for 400 again today.
What do you think about Daryl Bevel, Nico?
He's a good Wisconsin boy. I can never hate a good Wisconsin boy.
He's a smart guy, and he's a good coach, too. I mean, he wasn't a great athlete, but he was a good quarterback for Wisconsin because he was smart. And now he's showing his smarts. I mean, he was a good coordinator in Seattle, a good coordinator in Minnesota.
Yeah, and he's definitely one of those guys that's better at teaching than actually doing it. So a lot of guys are reverse of that, but he's he coaches better than he played, I think.
So that's a 3:25 game next week. So be ready for that as well. I don't know. They've had issues going to Detroit in the past. I don't like going to Detroit. I don't know why the Packers don't like going to Detroit. And everybody says how many times they beat I know, Nick, you brought up last time they're playing the Lions, how many times they beat the Lions, what the record is and all that stuff. I know, but
in Green Bay is different than in Detroit.
Okay. All right. Plus new coach. They're playing better. They got some weapons. Hall of Fame quarterback. I mean, what else do you want? He's definitely better than Wentz and Hurts, right?
Yes.
Anything more on that? What are you? I still don't like the way these guys are covering guys. It scares me. And Kirksey again today. If you go back and look at the film, I mean, I don't know why he's in there. There are a couple running plays. Again, the Eagles did the Packers a favor in this game. They got away from the running game for unknown reasons. Again, they were like running on this one drive. I think it was like maybe 14-3 at that point, and they're working the ball down the field, and they're just like, oh, we'll just pass now. And then they got sacked a couple times, got pushed out of field goal range, and I was like, okay, thanks. That's great. Thanks a lot.
And then coming up for the second half, they said that Doug Peterson said, oh, yeah, we got to get back to running the ball. And then the second half, I don't think they even ran the ball like maybe 3 times the whole second half.
Well, the quarterbacks ran.
Well, yeah, quarterbacks ran. But, I mean, like actual running plays for the running backs, no.
They brought it up how Jordan Howard kicked our butt last year, too, and then they just didn't use him.
Yeah, they used him like
Jordan Howard's
probably
probably like, hey, give me the ball. I'll just run all over him if you want to.
Well, the Titans are 2 weeks away, so if nobody does it before then, we definitely will see we'll see a heavy dose of run in that game. But if these teams that are playing the Packers keep doing this where they abandon the run and just start passing, great. That helps Packers defense out a ton. We'll take it.
Yeah, Titans won't do that.
No. Even though they have such a good quarterback. Top 5. Top 5, Ben, or top?
Well, he's number 8 now.
Oh, number 8. Okay.
Nico, do you see my updated quarterback ratings?
Congrats to your guys' favorite Taysom Hill, who had his first ever throwing touchdown today, even though he's been on your top 20 list for all year.
Yeah, and I should have started him today because Justin Herbert stunk up the joint against the Patriots. But I think maybe Aaron Jones' big touchdown run might have saved my butt. I don't know. We'll see what happens here.
It helped you out a lot, that's for sure.
Heck yeah, it did.
Dang. Nico, come on, man.
Herbert finally had a bad game. He finally had a bad game after all this time. He's doing great.
This is the deciding week. Everything's so tight, and your quarterback.
Nico, I need you to win this week. Did you win?
Nope. Nico's getting crushed.
God dang it, Nick!
I got a playoff bye wrapped up.
I know, but I need you to win. Jason, did you lose it to Sarah?
No, I should win. Dang
it!
You guys should have won earlier so you can relax at the end.
Well, I like how you play hard against me. Your team plays hard against our matchups, but
I definitely started Julio Jones against you last week, who did not play.
Okay. I mean, my team stinks anyway. I'm not going anywhere. My team stinks.
My team does not have a lot of talent, but we got a lot of wins, which I chalk up to good coaching.
You have the least amount of points in the whole league. I didn't even realize that. I knew you had the least amount of points in our division, but you have the least amount in the whole league, and your team's 8-4, the second best record.
We have the sorriest chat of any fantasy football league ever because nobody ever comments on it. So I put something on there a couple days ago trying to get a rise out of everybody, and nobody even looked at it.
I didn't even know.
That's what I'm saying. We do no smack talk on the message board.
I mean, Nico.
But you think with a free fantasy football league, there might be more smack talk since you're only playing for pride.
Nico has the least amount of points, and he is 8-4, second best record.
You gotta work with the tools you got.
Man,
That's good coaching. Good
guess
coaching.
so.
All I know is this: every game that I started Tunyon, Aaron Rodgers didn't throw him the ball, and every game that I didn't start Tunyon, he scored a touchdown.
Good. Don't start
So
him
that's
anymore.
why I haven't started him in weeks, obviously, because he scored. This is his third touchdown in a week in a row. So I haven't started him 3 weeks. It helped my team if I start him, but I'm not doing it because I love the Packers. I love the Packers more than my fantasy football team. Okay, I'm
That's
taking
right.
the hits, and I'll let Tunyon do well.
That's right. That's good. Now, you brought up how scary it is at the
Aaron Jones is so good, even my fantasy football curse can't hurt him. That's how
Amazing.
freaking good he is.
That is amazing.
Because my curse hurt Aaron Rodgers. Let me think. Who's better? Aaron Jones. Yeah.
Dang it, Browner. Stop being so confident. He says they'll beat the Lions by 10. I don't like saying that right now.
I think they'll beat the Lions. Titans are gonna be tough though.
Yeah. But I don't want to look too far ahead, but I don't like the Vikings in the playoffs. They got to choke here a little bit.
They'll lose somehow. They're playing Tampa Bay next week. So we'll see what happens there.
Because if the Packers end up in the number 2 seed and they got to play the Vikings right away, I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Nico, do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. The Vikings suck. Kirk Cousins sucks.
But what if
Minnesota
they
doesn't
just
have that many lakes? It's all over with.
What if they just hand it off like 40 times?
They don't know how to do that. Yeah, they'll forget what they did the other game.
Okay, I hope so.
All right,
man.
my battery's low, so I
All
gotta
right.
get out of here.
30-16, Packers win. They're 9-3. Remember, they can catch the Saints. If Drew Brees comes back and loses some games, get rid of Taysom Hill. And Drew Brees comes back and loses some games, the Packers tie him. They got the head-to-head because they beat him. So they could still get the number 1 seed. And then they could avoid the Vikings for at least 1 week.
All right.
All right, 30-16, Packers.